Once, long ago, in a land far away, there lived four little characters who ran through maze looking for cheese to nourish them and make them happy. Two were mine, named Sniff and Scurry, and two little people, being who were as small as mice, but looked and acted like people today. Their names were Hem and Hoa. Due to their small size, it would be easy not to notice what the four of them were doing. But if you looked closely enough, you could discover the most amazing thing. Every day, the mice and the little people spent time in the maze looking for their own special cheese. The mice, Sniff and Scurry, possessing only a simple rote brain but good instincts, searched for the hard-nibbling cheese they liked, as mice often do. The two little people, Ham and Hoa, used their brains, filled with many billions, to reach for the very different kind of cheese with capital C, which they believe would make them feel happy and successful. As different mice and little people were, they shared something in common. Every morning they each put on their jogging suit and running shoes, left their little home, and raced out into the maze looking for their forever cheese. The maze was a labyrinth of corridors, chambers, some containing delicious cheese, but there were also dark corners and blind alleys leading nowhere. It was an easy place for anyone to get lost. However, for those who found their ways, the maze held a secret that left them enjoying better life. The mice, Sniff and Scurry, used a simple but they ran down a corridor and the super error must find them cheese. They ran down a corridor and they proved that they turned ran round another. Have no cheese. I quickly find them cheese. Method to find them cheese. The mice, Sniff and Scurry, use a simple try-error method to find cheese. They rendered a corridor, and if it proved that they turned around another. They remember corridors have no cheese, and quickly when you erred. Sniff would smell out the general direction of a cheese using their great nose, and Scurry would lace ahead. They got lost, as you might expect, went off in the wrong direction and often bumped into the walls. However, the two little people, Ham and Hoa, had very complex brains with beliefs, emotions that made life amazing for complicated, the challenging. They realized for a sophisticated method to find cheese, depending on pleasing secret alone, their past experience of the ability sometimes clouded by the way looked at things. Eventually, in their way, they will discover what they were looking for. They each find one kind of cheese one day at the end of the one corridor in Station C. Every morning after that, the mice and little people dressed in their running gear and heads over to Cheese Station C. It was too long before they each established their own routine. Sniff and Scurry continued to wake earlier every day and race through the maze, always following the same route. And when they arrived at their destination, the mice took off the shoes, tied them together, and hung them around the necks so they could get to them quickly whenever they needed them again. In the beginning, and then enjoying the cheese. In the beginning, Ham and Hoa also raised the cheese station C every morning to enjoy the taste now morals that awaited them. But after a while, a different routine suited for the real people. Ham and Hoa awoke each day a little later, dressed a little slower, and walked to cheese station C. After all, they knew what cheese was and how to get there. They had no idea where cheese came from or brought there. They just assumed it would be there. As soon as Ham and Hoa arrived at cheese station C each morning, they settled down and make themselves at home. They hang up their jogging boots, put away their running shoes, and put on their slippers. They were become very comfortable now they found the cheese. "This is great," Ham said. "There's no cheese here lasts forever." The little people felt happy and successful and thought they were new and secure. It wasn't long before Ham and Hoa got the cheese and found the cheese station C as their cheese. It was such a large store of cheese, they eventually moved their home to be close to it and built a social life around it. To make themselves feel more at home, Ham and Hoa decorated all with saying and even draw pictures of cheese around them, which made them smile. What right? Having cheese makes you happy. Sometimes Ham and Hoa would take their friends by today to see their pile of cheese at cheese station C and pointed it with pride. Saying pretty nice cheese, huh? Sometimes they shared it with their friends, and sometimes they didn't. "We deserve this cheese," Ham said. "We certainly had to work hard and find it." He picked up some nice fresh cheese. It did it. After all, Ham fell asleep, as he often did. Every night the people would full of cheese, and every morning they would confidently return for more. Every morning, confident to return for more. This went on for quite some time. After a while, Ham and Hoa's confidence grew into the arrogant success. Soon they became so comfortable they didn't even notice what was happening. As time went on, Sniff and Scurry continued their routine. They arrived early each morning and sniffed and scratched and scurried around cheese station C, inspecting the area to see if there had been any change from the day before. Then they would sit down and nibble on the cheese. One morning they arrived at cheese station C and discovered there was no cheese. They weren't surprised, since Sniff and Scurry noticed the supply cheese had been getting smaller every day. They were prepared for inevitable. They were prepared for innumerable, knew instinctively what to do. They looked at cheese there, removed their running shoes they tied together, hung convenient around their neck, put them on their feet, and left them up. The minds did not overanalyze things. To the minds, the problem and the answer were both simple. The situation C has changed. The ship had changed, so Sniff and Scurry decided to change. They both looked out of the maze. Then Sniff lifted his nose, sniff, and nodded to Scurry, took off running through the maze, while Sniff followed as fast as he could. They were quickly off in search of new cheese. Later that same day, Ham and Hua arrived at cheese station C. They had not been paying attention to the small changes that had been taking place each day, so they took it for granted cheese would be there. They were unprepared for what they found. What? No cheese? Ham yelled. He continued yelling. No cheese? No cheese? And so if you shouted louder enough, someone would put it back. Who moved my cheese? He hollered. Finally, he put his hands on hips. His face turned red, and he screamed at the top of his voice. It's not fair! Hua just shook his head in belief. He, too, had come from finding cheese at cheese station C. He stood there for a long time, frozen with shock. He was just not ready for this. Ham was yelling something, but Hua didn't want to hear it. He didn't want to deal with what was facing him. He just tuned everything out. The little people's behavior was not very attractive or productive, but it was understandable. Finding cheese wasn't easy, and it meant a great deal more improved people just having nothing over it every day. Finding cheese was the little people's way of getting what they thought they needed to be happy. They had their own idea what cheese meant to them, depending on their taste. For some, finding cheese was having material things. For others, it was enjoying good health or developing a spiritual sense of well-being. For Hua, cheese just meant feeling safe, having a loving family someday, and living in a cozy cottage as Cheddar's name. To him, cheese was becoming a big cheese or a Charles or other on a big house atop Camembert Hill. Because cheese was important to them, two little people spent a long time trying to decide what to do. All they could think of were big looking around cheese solicitation C to see if the cheese was really gone. Where Sniff and Scurry had quickly moved on, Ham and Hua continued to Ham and Hua. Hua started to get depressed. What happened if cheese wasn't there tomorrow? He had made future plans based on this cheese. The little people couldn't believe it. How could this happen? How could this had happened? No one had warned them. It wasn't right. It was not the way things were supposed to be. Ham and Hua went home that night hungry and discouraged. But before they left, Hua wrote on the wall, "The more importance of your cheese is to you, the more you want to hold on to it." The next day, Ham and Hua left their house and returned to Station C again, where they still expected somehow to find their cheese. The situation didn't change. The cheese was no longer there. The little people didn't know what to do. Ham and Hua just stood there